Wrong title cards.
And welcome to the Sith Dominion podcast, episode 68. Now, those of you right now in TikTok world watching, you know I made the right opening sequence. I just forgot to upload it.
He lies. He lies.
No. Okay, so hold on. No. Like, it's just you and I tonight, right? So
Yeah.
Give me a second. We got this. Hold on. Because we'll just, I mean, nobody's watching yet. We'll just start over. Yeah. Okay. I did the stuff and things. And then, you know what? I was in the middle of it and I'll blame you. And you joined. And when you joined, it says Debbie joined. And so I was like, I gotta go get Debbie into the show. And so I'll blame you.
I can get myself into the show.
I know. I forget that. I gave you guys some rights to actually break shit, and it's awesome.
I own the show now.
Wow. So right before the show, we were kind of talking about like how shitty our weeks have been, and that's true. It's been kind of. So talk to me about your experience today that you were sharing in pre-show about old Betty the patient. I need
my best friend
Betty.
ever.
Hell yeah.
Who I've never heard. Yeah, I had just one patient this afternoon, and I'm walking out into the waiting area. I was like, Betty, come follow me into the room. The exam room. And then we get in the room, I lay the file down on the counter and I look down and I was like, oh, your name's Lori. She laughed about it. She thought it was hilarious. She goes, well, I was wondering who the hell Betty was. And then when she left after I gave her shot, she was leaving. She goes, I'll be sure to tell Betty you said hi.
Well, and I mean, why did she? You didn't even call her name, and she's like, "Yeah, okay, all right."
Well, she was the only one there.
If you don't call my name. What the hell, man? I'm not going to ask in case Betty's watching. I don't want to embarrass Betty, but was she a little older? Oh, Betty.
I have a hard time because some people I think they look older than me, and then. Well, I look at their birthday and I'm like, oh my, they're much younger than me. And I'm just like, so I'm not a great judge of, I mean, if you look like me, then I figure you're around my age. If you look a lot younger, then I'm thinking you're younger. If you look older.
I think I appreciate the politic answer here. That was really, you don't want to commit to old or not. I know what you were doing there. It's okay though.
Well, I mean, I used to work at a place where I had to deal with a lot of patients, and they never believed how old I was, ever.
I can believe that.
I always had to either whip out my driver's license or have the doctor verify that, yes, she is that age. Well, I would have never guessed that.
Who she says she is. Huh? Hello there, Star Wars nerd. Welcome to the show. The show that hasn't really begun because it was the wrong intro. And it's going right. So if we're jaggedy right now, it's because we're janky because Adobe's running in the background trying to finish my video.
I was like watching a Godzilla movie because your lips aren't matching with the
I used to love watching that, man. It was and it was always late night, right? Like it was like 10 at night. Whatever. Like for me, I was like 8, and I'm watching Kung Fu, right? I was like, "This is awesome. This is amazing. What is this? I'm going to kill you." What? How did they talk like that? I don't. Yeah.
Are they throwing their voice? Are they ventriloquists?
No, let me tell you this. There is a howdy doody type thing, like those puppet thing, like Jeff, whatever his name, Dunham. That crap freaks me out, man. Now, he's got the fuzzy one, whatever that one's name is, Peanut.
Mhm.
Like that's fine. It's like a Muppet. That's cool. But no, those like the dummies. Oh, yeah, Annabelle and shit. Like, mm. No, that could come out in the middle of the night and like eat you. I'm not doing it. I know. It's like, oh, Dad, you're so dramatic. Yeah, because I don't want to die by the hands of some, you know. Oh, well, I didn't even. So I don't like clowns. Go figure. Clowns or spiders. And what did my wife and son show me? It. I knew it had a clown. I didn't know it was an alien spider clown.
Now, which it?
Tim Curry. Old school. Yeah.
Okay.
So
new
yeah, I
one
was totally like, F this. This is dumb. Like, what are you guys doing? You're trying to give me a heart attack. I'm
Your two
dead
favorite
serious.
things all in one.
All in one. We were on a boat for a cruise a couple of years ago with my cousins, and it was my birthday. And you know, the wrapping paper was just a big sheet that they had made a clown spider and then wrapped yeah. You know the clown spider, right? The green with the little face. So I'm at the nice restaurant. And I take the one package off and it reveals this, and Dana's yelling, "Oh shit!" at the table at the nice restaurant on the cruise. Everyone turning. Dana, it's okay. It's okay. It just scared me. It's a little spider.
It's just wrapping paper.
Clowns, dummies, and spiders can go. Thank you. I loved it. Both versions. I didn't read the novel because it was too big. And once I found out it had spiders and clowns, I'm out. Anyway, I'll float down here, Billy. Ooh. I can't even walk over a freaking drain now without looking for the balloon. Clowns, dummies, and spiders can go. Yes, thank you. Shoot, what was I about to do? Oh, guess what we have? No, we don't.
No. What do we have?
I thought we had an intro, but we don't. Oh crap! That's not what I'm. Stop! What's it doing? How is it playing?
You having an aneurysm?
Can you hear it?
I don't hear nothing.
I don't know where it's playing somewhere, and I don't know where it's playing. You didn't hear that? It was really loud.
I think he's losing it, folks. I'm older than him, and he's actually losing it.
And this is going to be the fun show tonight. Okay, so just so you know, I hurt my back being silly, and it was, I've been working out. That's not the important part. The important part is I'm tired. Like my body's like, you're not in your 30s, like you can't work out. It's not okay. It's not good for you. And so on top of that, I was up in the attic, just like picking up boxes, moving, thumbing through, looking for some stuff. And just that motion of up, twist, down, up, twist, but hunched over the whole time. I woke up this morning and I got the double front and back flip from my back telling me, no, sir. No. I eased the old feet off of the bed, stood up, limped and took care of my day. Now, as I'm telling the story in pre-show, I'm holding up my whiskey because that's where we're at. We're no longer doing wine. We're doing whiskey. And I held up my Tylenol 3 for later. I won't do that now. I won't make it through the show.
I'll be doing the show by myself.
Never mix, kids. Well, just be careful what you do. Make sure someone's around. Just kidding. Don't. I'm not advocating any. Don't. Okay. So from our resident health expert, you might have had kind of the same. The older we get, just your body doesn't like stupid stuff.
Yeah. Doing laundry. I was taking laundry out of the washer and tweaked my back. A couple Christmases ago, I was taking ham out of the oven, tweaked my back.
No.
I sneezed. I tweaked my back. You get to be in your 60s. That's what happens.
Oh my God.
Welcome to old age.
I hope y'all enjoy this damn turkey. Threw my back out for it.
I told my daughter about it Sunday, and she goes, "Mom, you scare me because, she's in her 30s and she's like, now I'm petrified of every time I sneeze or do laundry or get something out of the ham or get something out of the oven, I'm going to tweak my back."
Mixing is bad. Okay. Yes.
I was like, well,
oh, you got the caffeine-free Diet Coke. You're not even planning on staying up late tonight.
oh, I always drink caffeine free. Unless it's not available, then I have regular.
Gotcha. I once tweaked my back bending over to pick up some track. Yes. Thank you, Star Wars nerd. That's
when wait, like, you're 20 years older.
Yeah, I'll be
welcome 50. To my club.
What was I? I think I was in a meeting, Zoom meeting today, and I don't even know how into the meeting. So everyone's just kind of whatever, right? And I had said something about, I'm near 50 and I can't even whatever, and everyone was like, "What? You're almost 50?" I'm like, "Yeah." And if I shave this off, I look 12 and I get carded just to buy a freaking Ziegenbach. I can't buy a beer because I look like I'm a child. But then you take that off and you're, oh, okay, look at all that gray. Oh, and that hairline that's running away from my eyebrows. It's okay. I found all this hair. All this hair ends up in your eyebrows and in your ears.
Yeah, for women, it's the chin.
Listen, I am not vain, okay? I am not. But I will sit there for 20 minutes making sure there is nothing wily sticking out of my ears, out of my eyebrows, my nose. My mustache should not be connected to my nose hairs. It should not just be one big mustache, beard, goatee, nose hair thing. I'm out. So and at some point, I know, Debbie, I'm going to lose the battle and I'm going to give up. Because I've seen every man 55 or older that I've met and really gotten to know. I can't stop staring at their wily eyebrows.
Oh, they don't know. It's like they're like out here and
I know
up, and I'm like, oh my God, razors. You've got clippers.
Season 2, episode 4. I don't remember the name of it. TNG. Picard's got a wily, and I can't not look at it. It's just it rules. He's like, "Let me tell you." What are you going to tell me? Like, that's all I hear. You stupid little eyebrow that's sticking out. One little wily guy. Holy jeez, I'm wound up. Sorry.
Oh,
whiskey Dana. So
I'm laughing because now my back hurts.
And we're the old ones, so it'll be like, hold on, guys. In about 20 minutes, we'll have to put the show on pause to step away. We'll be back in 5. Run the ad.
Let me go lay on my back and stretch it out. And then I'll probably activate my sciatic nerve.
Dark side, yes. Dark side must have secret powers. I don't look y'all's ages, man. I was talking to someone. I went to the vape shop. I go to a couple different vape shops. This one in particular had this new person there working, and I'm wearing this. So the dark side jersey, hat, and I've got like some side stripe, whatever, Adidas pants, right, that are red. So they're like, "Oh, are you a coach?" Coach, Star it's Star Wars, Sith, and this is the Empire logo, and oh, well, what do you do? I'm
executive producer.
Oh, I love Star Wars and I love podcasting. Great. Come check us out. Hey, nerds. What's up with you, Andrew, who once again turned me down. That's twice in a row.
Wow. Andrew, how rude.
Anyways, point being, yes. Oh, my God. You're already in trouble. No, I'm not taking off the shirt, Andrew. Not yet. Wait till I get through another month of workouts, then maybe. Yes, this is from stream. I'm putting this up here, Andrew Haley. Please refrain from spamming caps.
He gets in trouble for that every single time.
Every time he does it on purpose. And then, of course, Streamlabs is like, hey, I need you to add me for some control. No.
I need to be your moderator.
Okay. Yeah. Let's just jump right into it because it's just us, right? We won't talk any news. Who cares? I love this episode. We're going to talk tonight, for those of you just joining and not knowing, Mortis Arc in Clone Wars, which is 3 episodes, season 3, episode 15, 16, and 17. And why I feel like we need to go over this, and I wish I would have thought of doing this sooner. Thank my wife who said you need to do something with Ahsoka, because guess what's coming in the next year? Ahsoka. So let's start learning about what the heck's going on at the end of Ahsoka. What is Balin after? What is he point? We've had these discussions on our show before. Definitely something to do with Mortis. So let's revisit it. Let's figure this out, right? Mortis is the best arc. Amen. I love this arc. I like this arc because it talks about destiny and predestiny and talks about our future and do we really have a choice to change a path? It's just really good. And I think it's the realization for Anakin truly that he is more than he has been aspiring to be. He is what he thinks he should be and he can be. So that's my little high level take of the arc in general as we're kind of easing into it. Talk to me, Debbie, about the arc in general from your perspective. Like it, love it, hate it, why?
I love the arc, but I remember when I first watched it. Now, I did not watch the series when it originally came out because I was like, yeah, cartoon. But
right?
but
No, I'm with you.
After several years of my youngest son, Mom, you got to watch this. It's really good. I know it's a cartoon, but it's really good. So, yeah, I finally watched it, loved it. But I was really confused because when this arc came up, I was just like, who are these people? You know, and then once I got to thinking about it, then there's a couple of books. Well, actually more than a couple that kind of deal with Abeloth. And there seems to be, I don't know, because that's legends, but it seems to be somewhat related. And then it makes sense. But yeah, you're kind of wondering, well, they're on this, looks like a holocron almost.
Yeah.
World. And they're able to do things that's not normal. And you got the light, you got the dark, then you got the in between, trying to balance them both out. But yeah, I really love this arc. And of course it comes back somewhat in Rebels.
Yeah, I found that rewatch. I watched episode 15 probably 3 times in the last few days. We're gonna play some clips later, and one of them is my absolute favorite, and I've played it before. It's Obi-Wan. Hello there.
I laughed when he did that. Hello,
dude.
I love Obi-Wan.
So before we get started, I want to do one thing, even though we started.
Hey,
now
right title cards this time.
The Good right job. One. Yes. Like I said, I already had it. It was your fault. So, okay. Now, hey, everybody, welcome to the Sith Dominion podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Dana Martin. With me tonight on the show, we only have Debbie, but only as in we don't need anybody else. Oh, okay. Enough of that. So back to,
I was going to say, I can leave.
No, no,
I'm
no, no, no.
watching. I'm
Oh,
watching Paradise right now, and
what's
oh no,
Paradise?
actually, I finished it. So, have you watched that yet?
I
Paradise.
don't even know what that is. What are you talking about? What is
It's on
Paradise?
Hulu. It's got Sterling K. Brown. Oh my God, it is so good. Twists
No,
and turns in every freaking episode.
what is it? I don't even know. Is it like a sci-fi or is it a thriller or is it a Law and Order? Is it a what is it?
Uh, it's a murder mystery, but there's other crap going on, and you're trying to figure out who actually is in control because it ain't who it should be.
Gotcha. Okay, here we go. Let's start with the daughter. The daughter embodies all that is light, all that is good. Well, good is a point of view. All that is light or considered light within the Star Wars universe. Yes, the sun represents everything that is dark. When asked, or you're a Sith, he laughed. He said, "Yes, but no, so much more." Which I
But he
love.
looks like an inquisitor.
He does look like an Inquisitor. He looks like an Utapau, Pauian. I don't know how to say the species, but that's what he. Yeah.
Yeah, he looks like one of the
The Grand
the
Inquisitor.
yeah, the one in Rebels. Gosh, I can't remember the name of the show.
So, the father then represents the both, but I want to get your take here because we've talked a lot about kind of Lucas's vision for the Force and that the balance means the light side. That if you're on the light side, you're balanced. So if that's what Lucas says, and this was a Lucasfilms production, I don't know. I'm trying to reconcile that there's a person that can balance both dark and light, and that is who the chosen one should become, and not the one who brings balance to the Force. You see where I'm trying to make that line of delineation? Because they say you are the one to take over my role, right, as the father. But is that Force balance?
Well, he's able to control, tame both the daughter and the son, light and dark, balancing the Force in that sense, at least in that place. I think that's what the father was getting at.
Yeah. And so their chosen one and Anakin being the chosen one within the realm of the Jedi prophecy, are we talking about the same prophecy?
I don't know, because the way the father kind of talked about it, when you play telephone and eventually down the line it gets skewed, right?
Yes.
Because he kind of words it a little differently than what we know as the prophecy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so I kind of wonder, it's like, well, how do they even know, or how does he even know about the prophecy? Does that holocron planet travel and they hear things and know things? Do they bring other people in,
Mm-hmm. I mean,
to
was he
their
from
planet?
House Atreides? I mean, we don't know. What? Sorry, I I had to. Sorry.
But yeah, it's like the way he was talking about balancing the Force, to me, it sounded like he was talking about it in a different way, other than what we know as fives.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, fives. I didn't see Clone Wars till last year. Honestly, Star Wars nerd, I didn't watch it like Debbie. Also, like I didn't watch it when it released. I tried to. It wasn't for me. It was not a show that was written for me. now that I'm grandpa age, I can go back and I ain't got nothing else going on. I can take the time to really soak in the show, and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful show. Well written, just it's everything. Rebels, we give it grief. Get through the first 5-8 episodes. About 6-7 is when it starts picking up. Blah blah. But that we know that now, like how essential the building of those characters was for what we end up witnessing later on. I said Rebels, yes. But also Clone Wars. Let's go back to Clone Wars. Clone Wars was the same way. The movie released first and it was trash, but they stuck with it. Kids loved it. I hated it. I took my kid to see it and I'm like, I'm glad you like it. And I'm glad that you're enjoying Star Wars in some form or fashion, but this is trash. But then the show came out and it was still kind of terrible, but it got better. So yeah, I'm with you, man. Like I didn't watch it till later on and I watch it often now. It's just Clone Wars is a great show. Anyway, sorry. Realize if Anakin balances the light and dark, that contradicts what George said. Yes, that's what I'm trying to say, and I think that's to Debbie's point. Maybe it's not the same exact. Maybe it is the same prophecy, but the interpretation maybe has been changed. What even Yoda says, perhaps we, didn't really understand what
the prophecy was.
The prophecy was. Man, but this whole light side dark side contradicting thing is that's what I wanted to talk about for this first point, because it did not seem Lucas-y. It seemed more Filoni-y with like Ahsoka walking the line later on. But I don't know. I do like that what's his name? We've talked about Freddie Prinze Jr., where he talks about this. It's this episode I think he's talking about where they're reading around and saying, I wish you could have met my wife. And he said, no, stop. They did meet. They met actually because Anakin tells his mother in the show, in this episode, he tells his mother that he saw that you would like my wife. You've met her before. He tells her this in the show. You don't remember that? I'll pull it up in a bit. It's pretty cool.
No, I'm just trying to figure out where Freddie Prinze Jr. comes in.
It was, sorry, not Freddie Prinze Jr.
Sam
Whitwer. Sorry.
My boy. Sam,
yeah, your boy.
My other boy.
Both of those dudes are high on my list, man. But Sam Whitwer was talking about, like in the table read, he's like, hey guys, this is not right. They did meet in Phantom Menace. So yeah. So then now we get to see that line that we've talked about in the show. It's actually in this episode, and it's really cool, where he gets to talk with his mom and have that kind of moment until he realizes it's just BS, which doesn't take Anakin long. Anakin's not stupid. Sam is a walking holocron. Amen, Star Wars nerd. Yes. I love it. He's the only one to out Filoni, right? It said.
I mean, he knows anything and everything. There used to be a trivia show, Joe Schmo, I think it was.
Yeah, I remember that.
And him and I think it might have been Freddie or somebody, they would have teams. And Sam would just, they would ask like some really obscure questions. And I'm sitting there going, well, I thought I knew Star Wars.
Yeah, right.
And then Sam's like, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, holy hell.
Yeah.
I love him.
Who was the third Nemodian on the right in the scene with the what? No, I only know one. She cannot do that. What? Yeah. Shoot her or something. What? This is the only guy that has a sweet. No, sorry. I forgot. Where were we? I've already finished my whiskey and we're only 30 minutes in. So I don't know.
The
mother. Yes, the mother. Shmi. So what I enjoyed about that from a dark side perspective, because that's what we do, is how good the facade was to trick him initially, right? I think it showed how powerful the dark side can be in creating doubt, creating more hurt and anguish within yourself to kind of prove to yourself that confirmation bias that you have failed, that you are not good enough, because that's all he struggles with, looking for that in what he does, not necessarily looking for ways. Anakin doesn't really look for ways that he can prove he is the chosen one, right? He's always looking for, no, I'm not that guy, or I'm a terrible Jedi. I'm not the Jedi I should. He's always hard on himself and always down on himself. And dark side, the sun, played to that with, it's my fault, Ma. I couldn't get there and whatever. So talk to me about that, and how do you agree that that was a kind of good version of a manipulation that we even do with ourselves from a dark side perspective that lives in us? You're not good enough.
Oh, every freaking day of my life.
Okay, well, we're not going to make this a, yeah, man, fucking sucks. I hate my shit every day. I got to get up and cut. Oh, and then my freaking microphone breaks.
I mean, yeah, I always feel that. I mean, I'm asked to do certain things at work, and I'm just like, no, I'm not that good at it, and then everybody's like, no, you're great at it, rah, 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 and I was like, no, because my anxiety gets in the way, and a lot of the times I'm faking it until I can make it through the situation. Yeah, it's just, I mean, there's a lot of things that, oh, you're great at this. No,
Mhm.
no, I'm not.
And that's true though, right? Like you are your own worst critic. I mean, if you're not, then I don't think you're doing it right. Like you should be critical of yourself to the point of wanting to improve and oh, I messed that up. Let's fix this. Not critical to the point of paralysis, right? It's like, God, you suck. Don't even get out of bed. Don't even breathe. Like that's not. No.
Well, that's my life goal.
Oh my God.
To be a hermit, and then
Next week, our special guest, Dr. Phil. No, what are you doing? so when we have these things inside of us, I equate what I saw on screen to that internal struggle of, it's my fault my mom died, right? I mean, that's essentially what Anakin's having to deal with in that moment. We see Luke on Dagobah having to deal with something within himself in the cave with himself as Vader. Like the dark side is so good at creating this amount of self-doubt, lack of self-awareness, and that the only thing that matters is your misery. Whoa, did I say that? Yeah. Because if you think about, every dark side character is living in nothing but a miserable existence. That's all they do. They sit there and they seethe and they get angry. Speaking of fake it, Seether, great song, Fake It. Anyways, fake it till you make it. That's what you said, fake it, earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. So yeah.
Well,
I think those.
I do all these YouTube shows. I fake it.
Yeah, I think our lore master fakes it sometimes. We see him reading. I think he
Just
knows where to
like,
get the info.
"Oh,
Co-pilot
you're
is
on
his
all these
co-pilot.
shows. You must be so good." And I'm like, no, I'm not. I just enjoy talking about my favorite fandom, Star Wars, Marvel. I wish we had a DC show. I would do a DC show.
You
Not
keep
that I
saying
know.
that.
I know. It's like, come on. Well, why don't you do it? I'm like, oh, hell no.
I'll be the guest.
I hosted one show once because somebody was sick. And when I asked for some constructive criticism, that's what I was looking for. Yeah, they basically put me down. So
This was under the old regime, I'm assuming.
Yes. So, I And when anybody says, do you want to take over because I can't do it this week? No.
All right. Well, even though you'll tell me no,
I've been wanting to do my own channel. I have it all set up.
Then go. Let's do it. I'll support you. What do you need?
It's set up. I have all my show ideas, but yeah, it just that certain voice in the back of my head. You suck.
You're not worthy. You suck.
You suck.
Yep. There's a book by Jamie Lee,
and you guys are just feel sorry for me, and you have me on all these shows.
100%. I just don't want to be doing this alone. That's the only reason.
There you go.
Shut it. Are you kidding me? So I think, Debbie, I want to make a count, but I think you have been on the show more than any other co-host in the history of the show. Zane.
What about Cam and Zam?
Cam and Zam.
Zam. Is he related to Betty?
We need Zam. I mean, Kane. I mean, where were we? Jesus, help me. This show
We're not good enough. I'm not good enough.
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm forgetful. I'm not good enough. No, Jamie Kerma Lee. I don't know. Jamie Lynn. I've talked about her book before. I can't say her name right now, and it's called Worthy. And I've read it. It's fantastic, and it helped me really start to focus on understanding that I am one, and two, don't believe the lies that you tell yourself, and where this connects to the dark side is full of lies, right? I mean, it makes a lot of promises that it's not going to be able to keep. If you look at the temptation of Anakin you could see the bloodlust in his eyes. Great job, Hayden. In episode 3, whenever he started seething and pacing and looking at Obi-Wan, he wanted blood, and that is the lie, right? The lie is you do this, it's over. That's the lie, though. I know. Stick with me here. My whiskey's gone.
The Force is like the devil on your shoulder, the angel on your shoulder. One's telling you what one thing to do, and the other one's saying, no, don't do that. That's not right. That's the wrong way. That's what the Force is.
Do you remember the old riddle? Like there's two doors. You're stuck in a room. There's two doors. There's one person always going to tell you a lie, and one person in front of the other door. It's always going to tell you the truth. That's the light and dark side, right? One side's always going to lie to you, and the other side is always going to tell you the truth. And unfortunately, I think sometimes the truth is too damn hard to hear. It's much easier to hear I suck in my head than you don't suck. You just need to maybe do this for yourself, to invest in yourself. And that's a tough place to be, because especially in the world that we live in, where, geez, man, everybody's got something wrong, and everybody got something on their plate. It's overflowing. Everybody got something. So how do you navigate through that? We are not predestined to live lives of mediocrity. I just don't feel that. Debbie, we make the jokes, right? You're like, oh, I'm a hermit. I don't go out. And I love the story I got today about in pre-show about the groceries. It was fantastic. And what I dig about this is, like, you're like unapologetic. Like, this is me, but yet here we are having this fantastic conversation. And I love that we can have these conversations and understand those bits about ourselves. Like, I know I overcompensate on this show. Oh my God. I am not the same Dana outside of this show. Debbie, are you the same Debbie outside of your shows?
No, I don't talk.
You don't talk.
I mean, I have to, but it's very limited.
And you called
Betty, come with me.
Hey, what Betty.
You're done. Get out of here. That's my limit.
Who's next? It doesn't matter what your name is. All right.
Whoever, whatever.
But you get the I'd say joy of, being involved in a service that actually helps people. Like that's a big deal. It's regardless of how I feel about those things, it's a big deal. People are helped, and you within, like, that's where Anakin's like, I have that in me, right? Like, I want to help. I want to just be a part of people and help people. But the person I really want to help, Padme, I know what's going to happen. I couldn't save my mama. The doubt. I'm not going to be able to save her. So I'm going to have to figure this out. I heard a rumor, and I could be wrong, and maybe it was Cam that brought it up on the last show, that one of the potential reasons, and this may be in a book, someone correct me if you know this, that Anakin's whole reason for wanting to be master was not to sit on the council, but to have access to the archives.
Mm-hmm.
That, when I learned this, it was, I think it was last week. I think Cam brought it up last week, as a matter of fact. And I was blown away because I can't stand old Jack and whatever her name is. I can't stand that old Betty. Junta Paul, what's her name? I can't remember her name. The archive.
Yeah, I know. The old lady with the bun. I'm going to start wearing my hair up like that.
Hey, if you don't, you know what happens to her? Brutally murdered by Anakin. Brutally.
Yeah, I think that was in, I forget what book.
It's a comic. It was in a comic.
Was it in a comic? I thought it was in a book too.
Yeah, it was. It was in a comic. That's where I read it, and it was. Anakin took a turn, man. I mean, he took a turn. The foreshadowing. Let's talk a little bit about that. So, in the end of the towards the end of the episode, he has to do the old, you can only save one, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have Kenobi, your father figure, and then you have Snips, your apprentice, your daughter, sister, both of them like family, both of them you would jump in the middle of a saber fight for. You could only save one. Well, no, you could save both, but you'd have to do something that you shouldn't do as a Jedi. And I believe, and I could be wrong, and I know I watched it 3 times, Obi-Wan kind of nodded or gave an inclination of use it, right? He says use it, like,
well, the planet is the
he
Force.
blessed it.
It.
Yeah. He blessed what he knew was about to happen. Because honestly, like, I have to think Obi-Wan was wise enough in the Force to know he's going to have to tap into both to do this. What do you think?
Yeah. He absolutely knew.
Why would he allow him to do that? Did he believe he was that strong? Or do you think he thought that was the only way out?
When he's talking to Qui-Gon in his dream or vision, whatever the hell it was, he basically said that Anakin is beyond me now.
Yeah.
I've taught him everything I can, and I can't do anymore, but yet, he probably needs more teaching than I can offer.
Mm-hmm. Why didn't Yoda or someone that had more experience than Obi-Wan take him under his wing? Do we know that? Do we know why?
Well, I mean, Jedi were being spread thin. I mean, Clone Wars hadn't started yet, but there were still, of course, old Palpy, he's creating situations. You had the Trade Federation and other stuff going on. I'm sure the Trade Federation was doing crap and Dooku was doing crap. And so, yeah, everybody was just spread thin. And then it really got worse when Clone Wars came along because, everybody's everywhere fighting a war. So, but Yoda was, it seemed, I could be wrong, but Yoda was always there at the temple. And
Yeah.
maybe he was too old to really go out and do missions. I mean, we see him go to Kashyyyk, and he took
He's on
on
Geonosis. Yeah.
and he took on Dooku.
Dooku.
But who's to say how often he could do that without, because he is what, 800, 900, whatever years old.
900 years. Yeah. Look rejuvenate.
Yeah. So, he may not be, of course, we don't know that much about his species, but he may not be up to doing that on a constant basis, like what the other Jedi were doing.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan and Mace and them. So, yeah, I don't know why they couldn't say, well, yeah, let's give him to a more experienced Jedi, because Obi-Wan had just completed his trials.
Yep. How many apprentices did Obi-Wan have? Or sorry, Padawans.
Just Anakin.
That's the only one I know of. Anyone out there listening, correct us. Anakin Skywalker was the only Padawan to Obi-Wan Kenobi. True or false?
Yeah, because he goes into hiding after Mustafar.
And he didn't, as far as we knew within Clone Wars, he never picked up another. He just was General Kenobi during that time. He had no other Padawan.
Well, I think he was still, I think Anakin, even though Anakin was a Jedi Knight, he was still
sure
his master.
Still under his tutelage.
I don't recall him ever taking on anybody else.
Yeah. I would assume for his youth, Obi-Wan's youth, and his dedication to his master, other than that, he would have not probably taken that on.
No.
And I see Mace, Samuel Jackson, I think, plays the part, just facial expressions really well during that scene where he says, I'll take him. There's worry, there's fear. Like, so the Jedi were scared of this little kid. Can we agree? They were scared of him. They didn't know, and fear as in they didn't know what to do with him. What do you do with this kid that can freaking pilot and win a freaking pod race? Like, humans can't do this shit. Like, what? Nobody's ever in thousands of years of knowing, even human Jedis, no one's ever done this. Like, what? This means something. That can be scary, right? I don't know, man. It seems that
I don't think they fully understood or fully agreed that he was the chosen one. I mean, they were just going by what Qui-Gon said, because Qui-Gon felt it so strongly. But I think they were in the back of their minds, is he really?
Everyone says that, right? Is he not the chosen one?
Yeah.
And then that's when Yoda says, well, perhaps we misread some shit. Maybe you guys were a little full of yourselves. That's another several episodes we've talked about. So we'll just move on.
Well, the Anakin situation, I mean, it was all a perfect storm, right?
Yeah.
You had Palpy, you had crap going on with the Trade Federation, and Palpy's moving up in the ranks till he's emperor, and you got Clone Wars going on, you got Anakin falling in love, and yeah, it was just all a perfect storm.
Love. Look what happens, man, every time. Just kidding. I'm pulling this up. I want to play a couple of clips, and we'll talk about these couple of clips. But
Don't
I got
get us banned.
30 seconds. What?
I said don't get us banned.
Oh yeah, no. Not again, you mean? Like get another show tagged? How come I cannot find my show? The Clone Wars. Season 3, episode 15. Yeah, so the scene I am pulling up here is they arrive on Mortis. No. What's it called?
Mortis.
Mortis, sorry. Okay. Okay. Now we'll share. I know, right? All that dead air. You should have this already ready to share.
Should have been up
doing the
for Q.
podcasting
Come on.
correctly. You should take the podcasting class that I conduct nightly at my comic book store. All right. I love that guy. That's like what I always thought I'd end up with, being like the dude that. Why didn't that work? What's happening? Stop.
Did you share your screen?
You share your screen? Yes. No, I haven't. I'm working on it. I'm almost done. I don't want to get banned, so I'm like keep etching forward. Okay, here we go. Boop, boop. We'll see if we get banned. Okay, this scene right here.
Hello.
That's all. That's all. Just look at
Hello.
Novi. He's
I'm
doing.
here.
Look, what's he doing? What you doing, Obi-Wan? What you doing?
He's like channeling Lando.
Oh yes. Look, listen. Here we go. What?
Did you hear that? I didn't hear anything.
Are you the one?
Hello. Who?
That will never get old to me. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, folks.
Yeah, when I was watching it tonight, as soon as that I knew it was coming, but as soon as it popped up, I was just cracking up.
Dude, Daddy Obi-Wan just.
I was like, "Oh, Obi-Wan, you are a sly one. You smooth operator."
Oh my goodness. Okay, here we go. Okay, we talked about this a little bit. Check this out.
Dies, my son. I have a secret to tell you.
Then tell me.
Everything you have done, everything you have learned has led you here.
Whatever you are, my mother is dead.
And you blame yourself. Your Jedi training has served you well, Annie. But you are more than a Jedi.
Oh, yeah. And that's how you know that's not your mama for real. Would your mama ever tell you something like that?
But what she's saying is not wrong.
Well,
Some of it. I mean, saying, I don't know if it was before or after that, the guilt. The guilt that you feel, because he couldn't save her. La 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 la.
Too late to save
right
you.
there.
Mm-hmm.
I failed as a Jedi, and I failed you.
How so?
I tasted only vengeance when I slaughtered so many to avenge your death.
Dude. Because it feels good to get revenge, man. I mean, come on. Now, I would say that there are extremes where it feels dirty. And I will give you an example. Allegedly. Let's start with that. Allegedly, there was a high school teacher that allegedly had a dog that allegedly barked all the time. And everyone hated this dog. And allegedly, someone said, "Oh, we should do to this teacher's dog, who was a mean teacher, is give him a little whatever, it'll make him sick. And everyone was like, yeah, that's a great idea. What?
To make the dog sick or the teacher sick?
Yeah, because it would hurt the teacher's feelings if her dog was, running around with, diarrhea or whatever. No, I mean, this is high school. I didn't do it, but I knew of it, so I'm privy, right? But it's like the revenge factor for this group of kids. I was a part of that group for bad grades. Are you kidding me? Like, you wanted to take revenge for bad grades, and so you did something that you hurt this dog, and this dog ended up going to the vet. And that's where, okay, yeah, it's not just he had a little bout of diarrhea. The dog ended up at the vet. Oh my God, my heart was broken, like, for the dog, for the teacher. And that's when I realized, like, I can't really be a Sith because I got a heart. I can't do that. And I think that's where you can have revenge, and you can have, you'll have thoughts like that, and you'll even act on them at times. But I think there's a line where hurting physically or hurting someone emotionally intentionally, like, I just can't imagine that now being something I would even consider. And I think for Anakin, as a young person, if this had happened later, like at this age, where he had more training and more life experience, do you think he would have killed all the Tusken Sand Raiders, those Tusken people?
I mean, I don't know, because by this time, what is it? Let's see, we're in season 3.
Yeah.
So he they've been in the war for a while, and he's able to pretty much freely kill.
Well, really, it's just a bunch of droids.
Some of them are.
Hello there. What's up, Spooky Jabba?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. When it's your mom.
Oh.
True.
And it was only him and his mom.
Yeah. I mean, I can see where, sometimes, of course, you think, revenge, yeah, that's going to feel good. And it might for a split second until it goes horribly wrong. And then it's like, oh, shit, that wasn't good,
And that's why he's crying. Let's be honest, man. Like, I think a lot of folks on the surface misread that scene where he's talking about, I didn't just kill the men, the women, and the children. All of that. He's crying. He's broken, and he's brokenhearted, and he did it to himself, and he knows it, and there's no way he can fix it. He's a lost young man, and he has no idea how to get unstuck.
And then he cries again once he becomes Vader, and he's Palpy has sent him to Mustafar, and he kills all the Neomodians and whatever. And he's looking out the window, and he just turns slightly, and you can just see that tear. I mean, he's got yellow eyes, but the tear, and you wonder. Well, I think in the book, I'm gonna have to read that book again because it's so good. But I think in the book, correct me if I'm wrong, I think he totally regrets what he's done. Yeah. Well, he kind of even says it in the movie when he pretty much kills Mace. I mean, he didn't do it, but his actions created that. And what have I done?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I think he regrets.
The biggest difference, I think, in understanding who Anakin Skywalker was to who Luke Skywalker was, and I wish Cam was here because I think he'd really get into this piece, is that you had Luke Skywalker, who was passionate about his family and friends and would do anything to save them. And then you have Anakin, who was passionate about his family and friends and would do anything to save them. But the one key difference was control. The one key difference was self-discipline. The one key difference was the guy you thought should have enough self-discipline to control himself didn't. And the young farm boy with zero life skills or experience other than piloting. I was a good bush pilot. Other than that, he's
Killing Wompat.
you know what?
Nice.
a cute walk. What is my T16 back home? Shut up. Such a whiny little. Anyways, the difference being that you had someone that could control those impulses. Not everyone can control those impulses. My wife, man, she can control her impulses. She shows me movies and films and shows where like serial killers and all this stuff where people can't control their impulses. It started to come out wrong. My wife, speaking of killer impulses, these shows have this. These people in these shows.
Wow, you're just falling apart there, old man. Did it come off the desk? Well, now you can be Steven Tyler, with the
yes,
microphone.
Yes, dream on. Because I am no Steven Tyler.
Korriban got a.
Oh, Eris Korriban, but I was told to talk. Yes.
I need to be added as a moderator in order to remove messages.
Right. Luke went down the same path his father did. Only difference, I think, is Luke learned from his actions. Anakin went further down the dark side. Yeah, and he rushes off to meet Darth Vader. Okay, and that's a total Skywalker move. Just rushing in, not really thinking things through. Even though we do get to see some really strategizing by Anakin in Clone Wars, really good stuff. Anyways, point is, you got father who just kind of unabashedly just runs in and just whatever, and the son is like that too. But the son does not let that take control. Whereas Vader, we've seen it with Dooku. We've seen like he just every time he's in a situation, he pushes and gets. We're like, oh, I watched the original Clone Wars animated shorts where he fights Ventress, and it's just, oh my god, like it's so good, and he gets her red saber, and it just so much foreshadowing, of course. So I think what we have is a situation where you have yourself, Anakin, you have that part of you that unfortunately can't hold back that control, and then the other piece of us can be Luke, where we do have a sense of control, but out of a sense of duty and not wanting to make the mistakes of the past. The ancestral carryover of the Skywalker legacy is a freaking wake of dead bodies. Can we agree? I mean, how many people died out of or in the name of a Skywalker?
Yeah, but Luke didn't know much about his father.
He still blew up a Death Star.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Oh, yeah, well, I guess there's that.
Oh, it's just a Death Star. Come on. Nothing big.
You're going to have to give me 1 second. I can't sit here and hold this for another 10, 20 minutes. Give me a second here. What is happening?
Evidently, he can't do two things at once.
Push clip. Here, let's watch a clip. Let's pay some bills, folks. Wow. Hold on, we gotta get over here to Annie.
But I also think because in Return of the Jedi, Luke goes into I call it the dark side tree, where he faces Vader.
Yep.
And sees himself.
Yes.
Whereas Anakin doesn't get that opportunity. he does see what he becomes, but I'm thinking in this arc, he sees what he becomes, but I think they erase his memories or something like that. Am I right?
Do they?
Because none of them remember what the hell happened. None of them.
Oh, right. That's the last episode. That's episode 17.
Yeah.
The last episode.
So yeah, I didn't mean to go into the other episodes, but you know, whereas Luke got to see what could be, you know, him becoming his father. You know, Anakin got to see that, but then he doesn't remember seeing that.
So, do you think that has? So, does that play into the destiny piece? That okay? Well, I know that this is my destiny. I have the power to choose, but then magically, you no longer know that that's your future. So, are you automatically right back on that path? I guess. Yeah. So, what did this prove? Like, what was this for? If it didn't change anything in the Anakin storyline, did it?
No, because he was destined to become who he becomes. It was fate. As much as we hate or love it, that's just what he was destined to become. Yeah, because he leaves there and he's still in love with Padme, and I don't know, even if he's seen it, maybe it would have changed his way of thinking, but he was just so obsessed with Padme. You know, I don't know if it'd be interesting to see an alternate to that, you know, like a Star Wars what if.
Yeah. Like if Anakin didn't?
Like if he remembers what he sees on Mortis, and it changes his way of thinking.
And we're back. Yeah. I think you're right. I think when you have surely something like that though would have left some sort of mark even without your memory. We're gonna watch this little bit here, and this is the one that's probably gonna get us because it's I'll stop it after like 20 minutes.
Or your apprentice. You must now release the guilt and free yourself by choosing.
No! Their powers are too strong for us, Anakin! Save Ahsoka!
Okay. Really? Do you think by just telling him to do anything in this moment, he's going to listen to you, Obi-Wan? I mean, he's already, I think, come to terms now with he's the chosen one. We fast forwarded through, but there's the big conversation with him and the father. Great scene. We just don't have time to go through it all. I'm gonna what? Anyways, so Obi-Wan, of course, being the ever proverbial whatever, he's always the teacher, always trying to use a teachable moment. Always in the show, the Clone Wars. It's just really well done. In this case, he's just like, dude, we're screwed. You get just save her and get the hell out of here. Like, he's not even like, maybe we can work together, Anakin. You go high, I go low. No, it's not. It's just F it, we're screwed. save your Padawan and get out of here. There's no, like, he doesn't even care. It's not him being brave, I don't think. It's not him being stupid. It's just literally him just being like, real. No, we're done, dude. Now, I've strung this through for about 45 seconds to a minute, so we won't get dinged. Here's the next piece. It's just an arm nod off.
Only you can make my children release them.
Anakin! The planet is the Force. Use it.
Okay, time out. See, this is what I was talking about earlier, man. Like, this Obi-Wan was wise in the Force. Like, he knew what this meant. He knew in a Mace kind of way he was gonna have to draw off both sides of the Force.
Mhm.
Agreed.
Yep.
So why do you think Obi-Wan was willing to let him do that? That was the only way out?
Well, I mean, I think he knew Anakin wouldn't let either one of them die, and possibly, they all die there. Nobody
Yeah.
wants that.
Did he feel like there was risk though in that? Obi-Wan, do you think?
Oh, I'm sure he did, but it's just like, if you're wanting to find a way to get out of it, you're going to have to tap into the dark side.
Hell yeah. Use them both. That's what I'm saying.
You
Do it!
will let them go.
Whoa, what? So when I see this, I go back to like Darth Vader's entrance. Darth Vader's entrance, standing on top of his TIE fighter, coming in with a saber lit, like so damn dramatic. And so he can't just say, let them go. You will not take her from me. Like, it's always this thing. And so in this one too, he's like, what does he say? He says some BS like, let them go. It's just
Anakin, the
There he goes.
planet is the Force. Use it. You will let them go.
Of course. Because you can't just say, let him go. Or just don't say shit. Just do it. Like,
Or if you
why?
let him go, I won't hurt you.
Yeah. I mean, look, your daddy already knows that I'm going to be your new daddy. So he already knows how powerful I am. If you don't want me as your daddy, just let us go. Otherwise, I'm your daddy.
And I'm going to ground your ass.
I don't even know how that came out. Weird. But this gives me Sam Witwer vibes, like what do you call it?
Oh, Force Unleashed.
Force Unleashed, yeah. Okay, she's safe. Get out. He said, leave me.
Well,
Sorry, Obi-Wan.
Anakin's not going to let that happen. I mean, that's
No.
his
He's like a father to me.
basically. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's his father. He's not going to let him die.
I love that exchange. The last time they talk before they face off on Coruscant, and Anakin's going away, and Obi-Wan is, you're a far greater Jedi than I could ever hope to be. They're just going back and forth, and both of them are truly honest about their feelings for each other. And that in that moment, I truly believe Anakin loved him as a brother. Like, there was no, it's not me, master. You've made me who I am, like, in a positive way. Would you
Mhm.
agree? Like, there
Oh,
was
yeah.
realism in those. Yeah. No. I think it's a good little piece to kind of usher us into what ends up happening. And it sucks. It's like the more you watch this stuff, I've actually gotten whatever. I've gotten a little misty eyed on Jedi a few times, just because of the whole shit, man. Like, I'm 50 years old. I got a son. Like, you let your son down, and your son's the only dude that believes in you. Nobody believed in him. Anakin Skywalker was the chosen. Anakin Skywalker came from a place where everyone looked up to him. Baylan Skulls, everyone knew who Anakin Skywalker was. Like, everyone knew who he was. Not everyone knew, and then he says not everyone knew who he became, right? Or what would become of
Right.
him. So, so we know Baylan knew who, he knew. Point is, the amount of what's the word? Not power, the amount of ability or capability to make the correct decisions in those moments of absolute crazy power. We all have moments in our lives where we're going to be faced with these moments of I have the choice. I can make the choice. What choice do I make? Oh, well, it's clear. It's not always so clear. In this instance, it's not clear to Anakin that he should save one or the other. He just knows he has to save them both. And he's willing to do whatever it takes to do that.
Have you ever seen, I don't know if it's a commercial or what it is, but mothers are being asked, would you kill for your child?
Hmm.
And they're all saying no. And I'm like, are you freaking kidding me?
Well, hold on. That's a pretty big
Somebody is
statement.
coming after my child, you better believe
Oh, okay.
I would
So-
kill for them.
In a situation like that, right? That was a weird way of saying that. What did I do? Wait, I missed something.
When you said Obi Daddy.
Oh, yeah. Or
Or
Anakin's
Daddy
gonna
Obi,
be their
whatever.
daddy. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
I mean, their current daddy knows he is going to be their daddy. Yeah, that did come out weird. Thank you, Eris. Yeah, the amount of power that is necessary to do what he's about to do is obscene, and we see firsthand in politics. Doesn't matter what side you're on, how people become drunk with power. It just happens, and it's ridiculous and it's stupid. So, the biggest threat to me when I watch this scene is Anakin relinquishing that power when he's done doing what he does. Because, I mean, what would have stopped him from holding on?
On your knees!
Look familiar?
And now you
Just a
see
little
who
bit.
you truly are. Only the chosen one could tame both my children.
Okay. So, here we are. We're going to be not sharing anymore. I don't want to push the boundary too much. But I do like having a show where people can watch it if they want. Except for I can't figure out how to stop sharing. Okay, we got it. I don't want to screen share. I'm going to turn it off. Stop sharing. Hi, Debbie. Okay. So that scene. Anakin gets done having them bend the knee, and then just willy-nilly gets rid of the power. I think that was a lost opportunity. I think we should have seen him be tempted a little bit by that amount of power. What do you think? Would he have been tempted and they just didn't show it? Or was he too damn concerned about his friends? I don't know. What are your thoughts?
No, I think it was too early for him to be tempted because we're only in season 3. I mean, we know what happens, but at this point in time, he is still basically good.
Mhm.
And he did what he needed to do to free his friends so that they could all go home. He didn't need to keep the power or be tempted by it at that point in time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think of who was that? It was a Marvel movie, and he started losing his mind when he grabbed it was one of the stones. It was a lot of power, and they ended up dying. I don't know. Point is, like, sometimes that amount of power, you don't even know what to do with it. And I think for Anakin to be able to not only in this moment, season 3, what?
You talking about Star-Lord? Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yeah, it wasn't that scene. It was another scene when someone else touched it and they went, oh, they're like all excited, and then they blew up or whatever.
Oh, that was at the Collectors.
There you go. Yeah, the chick
girl.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And felt it, the power, like immediately, like, oh, and then atomized. So Anakin not only was able to get Anakin was not only able to harness the power of the Force in the planet, control the power of the Force in the, but then take a step back and give it back. Unlike Palpy in Episode 3, or ever,
Or ever, yeah,
or ever.
exactly.
And somehow he returns. Sorry, Cam, had to do it at least once. It's the worst line in any Star Wars movie. So we look at this. That's right. I paused this here for a reason. Let me get up a little bit. Hold on. I don't want to. You guys can't hear this. Hold on. So yeah, one more scene. Okay. So here we go. This is where Anakin gets told now what it is that he has to look forward to. Here we go. Oh gosh, you moron, Dana. So he tells everyone to leave him.
You your destiny? You must see it now. I am dying, and you must replace me.
Replace you? I can't stay here.
But this is yours. It has been foretold. The Chosen One will remain to keep my children in balance.
I can't live here. You got no pod racing. You got no death sticks. You got nothing. You got nothing. Padme. You got no places I can just walk around without a shirt.
No.
I cannot force you to do this. The choice must be yours. But leave, and your selfishness shall haunt you, and the galaxy.
Yeah. Sucker. So I mean, so this takes us, towards the end here, where we're getting to the end of the episode. That'll be the last clip we watch. But foreshadowing, obviously, we know the story, we know what happens. But I believe it's something that doesn't get talked about enough. The selfishness of Anakin Skywalker. Anakin Skywalker wanted to save Padme, not for the sake of Padme. I'm gonna die on that hill. It was selfish. He only wanted her to survive because he loved her and didn't want to be without her because he was lonely and already had lost so much with his mother and everything else. You would agree? 100% selfish. So what changes then? That one little kid that believed in him, his son? Does it make that big of a difference, someone believing in you?
Oh yeah, we see it time and time again in all kinds of movies where the person's bad, or well, maybe not necessarily bad, but they're going down the wrong road, and it just takes that one person to believe in him to kind of snap them out of it.
Yeah. I think everyone needs that one person, right? Like I'm not I like to be social. I work out of my house. I do podcasting on my house, and I might get out to go to the vape shop and talk to my other nerd friends, but that's it. Like in my car, I have a car that I'm in a car club, whatever.
You're living my life.
Is that yes? 10 years prior. Like I'm just 10 years behind you. That's all I'm becoming.
But you're living it. I'm not.
I order my groceries and either pick them. I don't want to go inside the grocery store. I'll go pick them up.
I
have them delivered. Yeah. Anyways, where were we? We just totally got off there. Anyways, someone believing in you, right? Your son lives there with you, like he believes in you, like, yeah, mom, love you, whatever. Like that means something. I say, I love you, whatever. But that means something when you have someone believe in you. There was I wasn't always the kind of employee that how do I say this? There's a lot of practice what you preach going on in my life always, but I didn't know just because you know the answer doesn't mean you can act the answer. I know how to lose weight, but do I always do the things necessary to lose weight? Right? Like we know, and I don't either. I go into the gym, but now it's like I'm going to the gym so I can eat the pizza. No, that's. I mean, good for you. Oh my goodness. So motivation, right? So my motivation for what I do is first and foremost, I have to be able to love myself, love what I do. If I don't, everything else is just kind of out there, and I have no base, no form of what that structure looks like then to share with others. Like, what does that self-love look like that I can then, oh yeah, this is how I love myself and this is how I love you guys. Not in a weird, gross way, just a real way. And what I think with Anakin, things become less of that, of the I love those and want to be with those and share with those, and more I don't want to be without those because I'm afraid to be without those, which is totally different than I can live alone and whatever. I would rather not live alone. I would rather have a friend. I would rather go out and do social stuff, but I have whatever I can't. Those are things that all can be sorted, worked through, takes time, whatever. Anakin did not take that path of working through, taking time, understanding all that crap with him. And what did he do? The easy way is the path to the dark side. He thought there was going to be a surefire way not to save Padme. He has to save Padme, but more so to save himself from the pain, from the fear, and the hurt of losing his mother. All this comes back to, my opinion, losing his mother. Wow. I don't know. You tell me I'm wrong. You tell me I'm right. You tell me I'm halves.
Well, I mean, considering it was just him and her for years, and of course they were both in the same situation. They were both slaves, so both working for Watto, and really couldn't live their life as they should have, because I'm sure they wouldn't have lived it on Tatooine if they had a choice. But yeah, I mean, sometimes when you lose the only person who ever gave you positive reinforcement, like his mother did, yeah, I mean, it can be devastating. I mean, I lost my mom at a young age, but you know, I had hi Travis. I had brothers, and I had my dad. Although my dad wasn't the most, he was rough around the edges. I mean, I loved him to death, but yeah, he could be rough around the edges and not really say or show, you know, how he felt or whatever. Now my brothers did. But, you know, I mean, imagine just, you know, your only person dying, and then well, first you're ripped away. Well, not ripped away because he wanted to go. You know, first you're taken from her, and you know, saying I promise to come back and free you, and then not living up to that promise, and not living up to that promise leads eventually to her death, which I still think somehow, some way, Palpatine had something to do with that.
Yeah.
Just, I don't know, just something.
Thanks for the no message, Jay's Wing. Jay's Wing is, you know, Jay's Wing.
He's stunned. He's stunned by our.
He's stunned that we're carrying the show for an hour and a half without him. That's what he's stunned.
Zane?
That's Zane. Yeah.
Oh, hi, Zane.
Hi, Zane. You can jump on. We're almost done. You can jump on for the last minute. As soon as he jumps on, we're no.
Yeah, because you say we're wrapping it up, and then, you know, 20 minutes later, we're still here.
Watto sneaked onto Padme's ship on Tatooine. It's found by the droids, where he's revealed to be the dead. Oh, he was coming. When he heard Anakin was turning into Vader, he was magically showing up with the milk. That's what was happening. Absolutely. So, messed up the timeout. Oh, all right. No, I think that this is a great episode to kind of look at a little deeper, like we used to do on the show. And I appreciate you sharing some of that because anyone who watches, listens, we're all human. We all have these sorts of things in our lives or around our lives. And using Anakin just as not necessarily the rule or guide, but just as an example of what is and can happen with grief, pain, hurt, being able to work through that stuff is super important. Because ultimately we end up with millions of people being impacted in the form of being unlived because of what happens with Vader, or he becomes Darth Vader, and from there, man,
Shit hits the fan.
Yeah, it does. And thank you for that image of Airplane where, yeah, okay. No, Airplane, the movie.
Oh,
Boy, when
yeah.
Stryker hears about this, the shit's gonna hit the fan. Go. Yeah, it's great.
And don't call me Shirley.
Instead of the droid factory, I missed that. What was that? Watto and the droids fly. What? Yes, that would be fun. What's wrong with you? You cannot hit the guy, huh? Like, it would be so funny. I'd love watching that. You stink. Yeah, roll some credits for that. I don't know. It'd be fun watching Watto. People say Anakin is unforgivable for killing kids. Man, we don't have time to go into this, but we have talked about this, Travis Mitchell, and we'll talk more about this as we move through it, because redemption and Cam and I have very different views on this too, with the redemption arc of Darth Vader. Will there be redemption could there be for Palpatine? No, he's straight up evil, but others maybe. So, all right, we covered Mortis Arc, episode 15 of season 3 of Clone Wars. It was so fun, and yeah, missed you too for not being here, Cam and Zane. But hey, guess what? They need you. Carried the show just fine. Look at that, Debbie. Hour and a half. Can you believe it?
Yeah, I faked my way through it.
That's okay. I almost got smacked in the face by my own microphone twice. And one time it actually leapt out and tried to kill me. You know what? So in my other podcast that I used to do, I would not just have the one whiskey glass. I would have a whiskey glass with a bunch of ice and just keep adding whiskey to it. I don't do that for this show because I actually have to think on this show. So I don't know about the unforgivable piece. We will be touching on that, Travis Mitchell, so you know, next couple episodes. So the next 2 episodes are going to be episode 16 and episode 17. And we'll show a couple clips. Try not to get copyright hit, whatever. Stuff for the week I want to touch on real quick is a big day for our lore master on February 14th. As far as I know, he does not have a date. So, ladies, I am not trying to set my son up. I'm just saying. But our lore master Zane and his one of his bands that he plays for, Thomas Babiak and the 30 Rack, he's part of the 30 Rack band, are releasing their first original single on the 14th of February, and it's called Favorite Color. And you read the lyrics and listen along to the chorus that is posted if you go look up Thomas Babiak. And I gotta tell you, man, for this 20-year-old whatever kid, I've been in music for 20 plus years. I haven't been in a while now, but this kid is something. That whole band plays amazingly. We've shared stuff throughout our Sith Dominion friends. Just good stuff. So Zane and Thomas Babiak, I wish you guys nothing but the best, and hope the single launches you guys into a career and you can pay off my house. Love you, son. All right. Debbie, talk to us about the slate of shows I'm not even going to try tonight that you guys got going on over at the Sith Dominion still had Geek News Now as the link to go watch our show and as the icon at the bottom of our website for the Sith Dominion. So I got all that fixed today. So you won't be going there where there is no content being uploaded from us. It will take you to our YouTube page now on our website. Okay, now go.
Tomorrow we have an episode of War of the Stars dropping. Thursday on Cantina. Hold on, I gotta look to see when.
Cantina Happy Hour every Thursday at what time?
8:30 my time, or no, 9:30 my time, 8:30 Texas time.
Got you.
I guess we're gonna talk about
8:30 Texas time.
What Star Wars shows should get a season 2, or should any of them?
Yeah.
That was Andrew's idea for this week.
Andrew, who's going to be on that show, but not ever be.
That's what I'm saying. Friday we have Snack Anime dropping an episode for Valentine's Day. Saturday is the Geek Gauntlet. Monday we will be talking on MCU Monday. Captain America: Brave New World.
Are y'all watching that?
Huh?
Is that out yet?
It will be Friday.
Are you watching it?
Yes. Why wouldn't I?
Is that the one with the Red Hulk?
Yes. Harrison, my boy. Yeah.
Sorry, man, I sound like I offended you. My apologies.
I'm like, why wouldn't I? It's Marvel. I'm on a Marvel show. Why wouldn't I watch it? What the hell is your problem?
Listen, you can't I need some other. Hey, Cam, Zane, get on here. I'm in the crosshairs and I can't get out. I can't deflect. There's no one to deflect to.
I think they would agree with me.
Yeah, they would. They'd be like, "What's wrong with you?" Yeah, it's all good. Cool. Yeah, is Bucky in that too? I don't know. Is he?
Not that I know of. I mean, he'll be in Thunderbolts, but which looks really good.
I have no idea. I haven't even seen the trailer yet.
See, Jay's with me.
Yeah,
Jay's wing is with me.
Jay's wing. Oh, you bud. What? I don't even know what that means. Okay.
It means I'm right. You're wrong.
Oh, as always. So, just kidding. I had fun tonight, Debbie. Thank you so much. This was a blast. And dishonor on your cow. What? What is that? I don't even know what's happening. Travis Mitchell, Eris Corban, Jay's Wing Plays, who should be on the show, and he is kind of. Who else? Who else pinged in here?
Andrew was here for a bit.
Andrew was here for a bit. Thank you for joining.
Star Wars nerd.
Star Wars nerd. Spooky Jawa. There we go. Andrew. There we go. I think that's most everybody. If not, we missed you. Sorry. Come check us out. I don't think we're going to do anything. Zane, are you back in Discord yet? I don't see him logged into Discord. I don't know if we'll jump on tonight. We may not. But normally after our show, we go into After Dark into Discord and just talk a little bit more about the show. Maybe we'll stream something. Last few weeks, we were looking at the Skeleton Crew show, so we would watch the show that would play while we were on, so doing the stuff that Debbie would watch instead of being on her show, then we'd watch.
I always came on afterwards.
You did, and I appreciate that. All right. I see two people jumping into After Dark, so we will go to After Dark for a little while this evening. But after I go to a potty break because I'm almost 50. So, Debbie, any parting words? No.
May the force be with you this week. I'm hoping my week gets better. I'm not optimistic about it because it's sucked since Saturday. So.
I know. And, you get one, willing contestant and you call him the wrong name.
That too. Mm-hmm.
Betty's
or your office has no heat.
Oh, your office has no heat. Or both. Yeah.
Whatever. What's life? Suck it up, Buttercup.
All right. I need to come in real quick and make this video the outro so we don't just end the show. All right. If nothing else, we will see you guys next week when we will be talking about season 3, episode 16, the Mortis Arc, the second piece. Can't wait. Remember, kids, peace is a lie. There's only passion. Good night.